Good noon, students. Today we go to the amazing world of class Sporozoa, and I mean malaria parasites. We must know four most known parasites. There are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium ovale. There are four most important parasites, and these parasites call malaria of human. Okay, what we must, from what we start. The life cycle of malaria parasite is passed in two hosts. Two alternative of host or alternation of host, and this life cycle of this parasite has asexual and sexual stages. Okay, there are two generations, asexual and sexual, and as I said previously, there are two hosts, definitive host and intermediate host, or invegetable host and vegetable host. Okay, intermediate host. It is a man where the asexual cycle takes place, as I was draw this scheme of life cycle. We have on the right side human, on the left side mosquito. On the right side we have asexual reproduction or asexual stage, and on the right side it is a sexual reproduction or sexual stage. In asexual stage, the parasite multiple by schizogony, and when I will talk about asexual stage in human, in liver and in red blood cells in the blood, I every time I will say about asexual reproduction or schizogony. And on this stage we can see forming of male and female gametocytes. In this stage we can see a gametogony. Okay, and the definitive host is a mosquito, female mosquito, and mosquito was asexual where no what I am talking about. Okay, on this host, definitive host in mosquito, we can see a sexual cycle, especially forming of zygote. But about it I will talk later. In summary, the life cycle phases three stages. Two in man, there are exoerythrocytic schizogony, it is a liver phase, and erythrocytic schizogony inside a blood, or and the last one of the life stage, it is a sporogony. It has a place inside mosquito, inside the digestive system of mosquito. Okay, from what stage it starts? We start from the bite, when a female mosquito bite a human, and infected female mosquito what a mosquito. It is a Anopheles, and only Anopheles mosquito bites man, and it inoculates saliva containing sporozoites. There is sporozoites. These sporozoites of malaria parasite is infective stage. You must remember that. What's the next? The sporozoites is a sickle-shaped organism with pointed ends and a central nucleus. It is about 10 nanometers in length. Sporozoites reach the bloodstream, and within 20 or 40 minutes, they must in 20 or 30 minutes enter the parenchyma liver cells or hepatocytes. They must enter the liver cells because when they stay inside the bloodstream, our protective system can find them, catch, and kill this stage, these parasites. Okay, as I said, this parasite entering the parenchyma cells. The trophozoites feeds on a liver cell and enlarges. The nucleus divided into large, no, it is into large. Okay, the nucleus divides into a large number of pieces, and each takes a piece of cytoplasm around it, and as a result in the there are forming of schizont containing thousands of merozoites. It looks like a not big but not small cell, one cell with a lot of many nucleus around small weight around them, small weight cytoplasm around this nucleus, and after that this lot of number of very small schizons go out, divide into a lot number of new cells. Okay, and these new cells go to another cells of liver, another hepatocytes, and infected them. This period has a short or long time. It is depend to a species. What is a species infected human? For example, Plasmodium falciparum has incubation period from 2 to 6 weeks, or Plasmodium malaria has from 4 weeks to 10-15 years. 10-15 years, it's so long. Sometimes it can be so long. Liver stage sometimes can be so long, 10-15 or 20 years. This is one case when one man was get malaria after 20 years. When he was in Africa, and when he was bitten by mosquito, Anopheles mosquito. What's the next? What's the next? And after form period, after the period from entry of sporozoites into liver till merozoites invade to red blood cells, this period is called the preparing period of parasitic, or it is a parasitic incubation period. Okay, and we must go to the next stage, and I must remember you that this stage, it is a asexual stage of this life cycle. And the erythrocyte cycle begins when a liver merozoites enter to a red blood cells. And we go to this stage and look to the stage closer. Okay, we have a merozoid, and it's enter to the red blood cells. For example, this red blood cells, our red blood cells in a bloodstream. And this invite to the party and start the party. It assumes a ring shape. What is a ring shape? This first stage of the red blood cell stage of life cycle of Plasmodium, Vivax, or Malaria, Falciparum. This doesn't matter. What is the ring stage? Ring stage, it is when this merozoid has very small nuclei and a big vacuole inside its cells. When it's growing and make itself bigger, we can see a second blood stage when inside red blood cell, it is still a red blood cell, we can see a schizogony too. There are a lot of number of small nucleus are forming, and after that, in this place, we can see a lot of schizons or merozoites. There are schizons of merozoites, it doesn't matter, inside this red blood cell. And when we have this merozoid inside this blood cell, this red blood cell is grows into, and these schizons make the red blood cell bigger than than healthy red blood cells. Okay, what's the next? The red blood cells ruptures liberation the merozoites and pigment. Pigment and the West. The merozoites reinvade new red blood cells, repeating the schizogonic cycle. Some merozoites that invite red blood cells develop into sexual stage, male or female gametocytes. There you can see it here. Or they can reinfect another red blood cells, and we repeat this cycle, and we can see this cycle again and again and again. Okay, erythrocytic merozoites do not reinvade the liver cells. So malaria transmitted by blood transfusion reproduced only erythrocytic cycles. The liberated pigment is phagocytosed phagocytosis, I'm sorry. Pigment is a degeneration product of hemoglobin. It is a hematine and West plus how it's hematine, and these two pieces cause in our bloodstream cause to increasing of temperature of our body. These cells, these schizones or Sporozoites with West and hematine inside the bloodstream, all of these points lead to increase the temperature from 36 and 6 from normal temperature to 40 or in some case 42 I don't know 42 the temperature of our organism. And when these schizones hide inside another red blood cells, we can see the next one. It is lead to down of our temperature into 35 in short time, but our temperature is come back to normal in short time, to 36 and 6. And this period called a malaria attack. And what time of this malaria attack? The time of malaria attack depend from species. Depend to species. For example, Plasmodium vivax, it is a 3 days. Plasmodium falciparum from 3 days to 2 weeks. Sometimes it is so long. Plasmodium malaria, it is 4 days of malaria attack. Okay, and what is the next? We must go. Okay, and now talk about sexual stage. Okay, this as I said, okay, in red blood cells we can find male and female cells. It is a macrogametes macro. It is a female gametes, and microgametes. It is a male gametes, and we can find in red erythrocyte stage, in a sexual state, when we can find that these both cells are forming, and when the Anopheles mosquito bite us again, this mosquito, non-infected mosquito, take these both cells, male and female cells, take, and inside this mosquito we can see a sex reproduction. When they connect together, male and yes, female and male organism, there is inside mosquito we can find ookinet. Ookinet can move. Ookinet can move, and it has special things to move in. After that, it go to digestive system of mosquito and forming oocyst. It is a zygote. It is zygote in first stage. This is zygote. The next stage, it is in zygote. We can see a multiplying, dividing multiple divides of. It is forming a lot of new cells. And these cells are ookinet forming oocyst, and inside oocyst sporozoites are forming, and these sporozoites migrate from oocyst to salivary glands of mosquito, and after that this mosquito bite a human, and and the Malarian the Plasmodium life cycle start again. Okay, there it's all. This is a minimum what you need to know about Plasmodium vivax, falciparum, malaria, and ovale. About malaria.